Aging in place is something we all hope that we can do. But the truth is, sometimes we're going to need some help to be able to do that. And today we're going to talk to an organization that offers you community help so that you can age in place and be comfortable. So if you want to know more about this, just stay tuned. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Scan FYI. So my guest today is from BoldAge PACE, formerly known as Beacon of Life. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Her name is Marina Pesheva, and she is an outreach ambassador. Good morning, Marina.
Good morning.
Thanks for being with me.
Thank you for having me.
So before we get started on our conversation, why don't you just take a moment, explain to our listeners exactly what is BoldAge PACE and what is your role there as a outreach ambassador?
So, BoldAge PACE is an organization that works with people strictly 55 and older. We provide full medical and a series of services such as home health aides, transportation, social work, and also socialization center. The idea is for us to be able to set a network of services around each one of our participants, and we get to adjust it as they need it. So it's important for them to have a safe place to age, and we believe that there is no better place to age than at home. So the services we set are designated and designed to assist that process.
Because there's no place like home, and that's absolutely true. And as I said, Marina, sometimes we just need a little help to be able to stay at home. And for many people, the option is you'd have to go to an assisted living or a nursing home. But BoldAge PACE makes it easier for people to remain in the community and be around in the home that they love and be with the family that they love. I mean, that's really what it's all about.
Yes, absolutely. So that's our mission. We would like for everyone to hopefully be able to stay in their home for as long as possible.
So let me just mention right off the bat that if you do want more information as you're listening, I'll put all of Marina's contact info in the show notes so that you'll be able to reach out directly. Now, some people are still are not realizing that your former name was Beacon of Life,
Right.
but you have a new name now. And how long has that been?
It's fresh, so it's been about a month. We did
Oh, it's very new.
yeah. So we a couple weeks ago we refreshed the signs in front of the buildings, and we are working on redoing our Oceanport office to make sure that we give it a little bit of revamp and match the new name.
So you've got two locations. So why don't you just say something about that so everybody realizes?
So we have a location that is servicing Ocean County, that is in Lakehurst, and we also have a location that services Monmouth County, and that's in Oceanport. We are working on a third location in Middlesex, so that's to come.
Okay, coming soon, as they say. All right, so moving on, definitely moving on. So the whole idea here is helping people stay home, be in their own home, surrounded by the people that they love. But again, we might need help as we get older. So what is it that you offer to people to help them be able to stay at home?
Mhm.
But let's also address the fact that you're not home all day. You are a location that people come to multiple
Correct.
times a week, so you're not just sitting home all day. Because as you said, there's a socialization aspect to everything.
Absolutely. So the socialization aspect is very important to what we
Yes.
do. It is important for people to continue making friendships as they age, keep their brains going, keep the bodies going. So we assist all of that at our locations. As far as services that we provide, we are personalized healthcare system, so to speak. When we onboard our participants, we go over assessments and we make sure that everything that they require, we dial in as far as services. So from home care to the socialization, to the transportation, to the medical, whether that's vision or dental, everything dials in together. So let's say I'm onboarding your mom, and we will sit down, we'll have a conversation with her. If you'd like to be part of that conversation, you're more than welcome to. And throughout the conversation, we get to know each other and see exactly what services will be best for you and what services you are interested in. And then if throughout our conversation you decide that our organization is a good match for you, then we get to onboard you and create a care plan that is set in place with you in mind. It is very important for us that we seek to understand where our participants are and again match those services with their particular case. So no two people are the same, no
Right.
two people require the same service. We're definitely not a one shoe fits all.
No, no.
So we are very proud to be able to offer service that is personalized and that is tailored to every patient differently.
So that's important, I think, to remember because the treatment for this person, not the treatment, I shouldn't say the care plan for this person may be very different for everyone. It's customized for every single person. No two people are treated the same necessarily.
Correct.
And how often do people have the opportunity to come to your location?
So that will depend on them. That will depend on their care plan. We are open Monday to Friday, and that is part of the conversation that we have upon enrollment. And again, Monday to Friday, we are here for them. They may like, let's say, Wednesday activities better because we have Bible study. So they may like different activities on different day. So they
Right.
get to see the calendar. Some of the activities we offer somewhat of a staple. And if they see that, hey, I like Wednesdays, then I don't want to come in the rest of the day, they can pick that Wednesday. And again, if they want to do Wednesday and Friday, they can do that as well. So it really will depend upon the conversation and upon their need as well. So if somebody is participating in 5 out of senior centers, they may not want to come to our center every day. So if they're very active with their grandchildren, and let's say the grandchildren are coming over and visiting throughout the week, they may not be willing to come in, and that's perfectly okay. They can come in up to 5 times and as little as zero. So participating in our center is not mandatory in order to have the rest of the services, and we can't force you to come and spend the day with us. So it's there,
That's
and
true.
if it's something that you're interested in doing, we'll be more than happy to have you. And if it's not, that's okay as well.
Now, you mentioned earlier that you have a program, A Day in the Life, to give people a flavor for what they can expect. How does that work?
So they can call our offices. I know that you mentioned that you put in the information.
Yes, you don't
So
have to memorize anything. It'll all
thank
be
you
in the
so much.
notes.
So they can reach out to either our Lakehurst or our Oceanport office, and we can arrange that. We have the transportation, so they don't have to worry about arranging the rides. So we'll pick the participant, I'm sorry, they're not participants yet, but they will be because they'll like us.
Potential participants.
So we'll pick up the person, maybe even with a family member, and we'll bring them to our center. So we do light breakfast, and we'll give them then a tour of the facility, explain to them how the different departments work, how we all bundle together and work as part of a team. So the services work smoothly. So we explain all to that. We'll let them enjoy some activities. We can have lunch, and then go home.
I think sometimes just the idea of going to a place and, bringing your loved one there to see if it's right. It's one thing if I say, "Oh, mom, it's great, you're going to love it." But it's a very different experience to take your mom or your dad or your family member there and having, been to both of your locations, they are absolutely beautiful. Very impressive. They're absolutely lovely. You
Thank
have such a nice, just a very warm feeling to be there.
you.
I think that's a great idea always to bring someone for a visit.
Yes, I love the day in the life. Also, it's not as stressful, so people
Right,
get to
right.
experience a little bit of what we do, and then go home and have the time to think about it.
Because not everything is for everybody. That's just the reality of life. So
Right.
is this for you? Who knows? You'd have to go there and check it out for yourself. But I think it's worth doing, especially if somebody is really wanting to stay home, age in place. We keep talking about that, and we need as many community resources as possible, right, to keep people at home.
Absolutely. And like you said, we're not the answer for everyone, and it's important for us to know that. And I am a firm believer that people need the resources. So if as you live in the center, you say, "Hey, that's not for me," I'm more than happy to refer you to other resources because there are other things out there as well. So it's important that people go with what feels most comfortable for them.
Right. It's important to find, well, the right thing for the right person. And, before we went on the air, we were talking about, meeting people where they're at. And just talk a little bit about that because that's a good point.
So, idea with meeting people where they're at and our seek to understand process is a very simple concept. We are all at a different place in our life. We have different coping mechanisms. We have different stages where we are as far as aging and our life overall. Someone may have a big family, someone may have no one, and it is
Right.
important we take into a consideration where people are and meet them at that level. So if they're interested in part of what we have to offer, um, well, there's a disclaimer, there's certain services that they will have to go with. But, like let's say they're not ready for certain service, we can have it on standby for them as long as they're safe. So the service will be offered for them, but they don't have to necessarily take it if they're not ready. If they're not ready to go with a certain treatment, we won't be forcing it to them. We'll explain it to them. We'll go over the pros and cons of going versus not going with the treatment, and we will always honor their take. So this is very important to us. And like I was mentioning it before, if somebody is not interested, let's say we're talking about treatment, if somebody wants to go with a different treatment, they will always know that they have the option to go back to the one that is being offered to them. So if we offer you something and you decide not to go with it because you're not ready for it, that doesn't mean that it goes away. So we can always revisit the topic and come back and when you are ready, reintroduce that topic.
I
So that
th-
it can go something as simple as our nutritionist preparing a meal plan for you and
right.
not being ready for it. So it doesn't
Right.
have to be necessarily a life-saving treatment. It can be a simple, something simple.
Right, something very simple. Because a lot of times, we know seniors feel that they're not heard. No one is listening to me. So, decisions are being made around me and I'm not giving my input. So I like hearing that me as a client, I get to make these choices for me. And maybe I don't want it today, but I might grow into it in a couple of months and it would be okay then. So that's important.
Right. It's important for people to be in the driver's seat of their life.
Right,
And
right,
as long as cognitively they can make their own decisions, we are more than happy to adjust our suggestions to
right, of
what they're
course.
willing to take. So it is very important. Like you mentioned, a lot of seniors are experiencing the loss of control. So what we see is that they'll be grabbing to the smallest thing, and it's not always the safest for them. For example, driving. We see a lot of seniors that are driving, they just do not want to give up.
Shouldn't be.
Right, they don't want to give up that driving license or that car. And again, a lot of it is linked with control. This is my life. This is how I get around. This is
It's a loss of freedom.
yeah,
I'm giving up my
independence.
freedom.
Absolutely. And then a lot of them may feel like a burden because if I'm not driving, then my child or somebody else have to drive me to the doctor's office, and that's
Right.
where I'm in. So, hey, you can tuck your car away. We'll be more than happy to provide you with transportation. We'll get you where you need to be as far as your medical appointments go and as far as our center to socialize. So providing alternatives is important, and then allowing everyone to make the best choice for themselves.
Excellent. So, Marina, I really want to thank you for being with us today because, again, another opportunity to stay home, age in place, live in your home, be with your friends, be with your family, a wonderful community resource. And if you have any questions or you want to know more, absolutely reach out to Marina. And of course, you can go there and take a tour and just, check it out. It doesn't mean you need it today, but it's always important to know what resources are available because you might need them down the road or maybe somebody you know might need them. So I think checking it out in person is always a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we've been speaking with Marina Pesheva from BoldAge PACE. She's the outreach ambassador. Again, thank you so much for being with me today, Marina.
Thank you for having me.
And remember out there, if it's important to you, it's important to us. I'm Andrea Tarr, and we'll see you next time on Scan FYI. Bye, everyone, and bye, Marina.